just like we mentioned exploratory testing and scripted testing, we should be mentioning also the automation in testing, or test automation. Some of you might know, or most of you might know it. Automation should be considered just as another tool in testers' toolbox, not the only tool, as many companies think nowadays. Automating everything, or automating just imitating the user interaction with the application, can lead the project to failure or bring very little benefit. We can find that there are many bugs in production, no matter how much we automate. Good automation depends a lot on the design and the point in which we are using it, and how are we supporting the automation with the exploration and the rest of the testing. The testing is an intellectual activity as we already defined it, and the machine is not capable of doing that. The machine will just do what we tell it to do. All automation should be accompanied by the human interaction, and that is something that many managers forget. Good automation is actually a challenge. The bad automation is easy and it's done all over. There is lots of talking about checking or testing. Is it only semantics, or it actually matters? You can take a look at the links, blog posts we posted in the material to read more about discussion about checking or testing. In regards to the automation, Mike Cohn introduced the automation pyramid to picture the ideal automation in agile teams. There are different varieties of this automation pyramid. We had some cream added to the top by Lisa Crispin with some manual tests. There is an anti-pattern called the ice cream or the cupcake pyramid. But there has been lots of talks about this lately, and I believe that we kind of lost the point of the automation pyramid. You can take the look at the Richard Brauchow's whiteboard testing, in which he talks about the automation pyramid to get some more detailed information about how the automation pyramid was first designed, and he talks about some anti-patterns that are actually not anti-patterns. If you take a look at the automation pyramid and take a look at the layers it proposes, you might find, if you know something about the automation, that there could be a forgotten layer. Usually nowadays companies do lots of unit testing. And what's next after the unit testing, the automation of the unit tests? They just jump over to the user interface testing. And they completely forget about APIs or service layer testing. What's about that? We can automate a lot there, can't we? And it could be quite a good idea to do that. We should explore the advantages of automation in our project. The automation is not about only automating checks. The automation can help us a lot in testing. We can prepare test data, we can perform different boring and repetitive tasks that are asked for us, for example, the regression. We can use it to automate the acceptance tests, or checks if you want to use this term, and therefore to be able to confirm or to validate the business part of the implementation at any time with just one click. We can use the automation as a regression safety net. We can do it to perform tasks that are difficult for humans, for example to process or to perform checks with lots of test data. There are so many things that could be done with the automation, not only checks. And as there are some advantages, there are some or many risks included in automation. The good usage of automation can be helpful, but if it's wrongly used, it can destroy the project. Automating everything, having bad automation design, or having poor automation implementation, or using the automation to substitute humans, just some of the risks many companies incur in when automating. We will be talking a bit more about automation and the important part of the automation, the test design, in further courses.